Hi and welcome back to Arno TV. I'm your lovable host Arno, coming back to you with another video. Now, I didn't come on last night because I had to do some ordering of some gifts for Christmas, basically, that I could only order online. And then I ended up having a couple of calls, and by the time I'd done all that, it was nearly midnight, so I didn't even have a chance to come on yesterday, so I do apologise, but it's just one of those things when you're, working like a dog at the moment. But what's happened since I last came on? Now, we heard Hancock yesterday announcing to the nation that London now is going into Tier 3, okay? Tier 3 lockdown for London, and they're going in there from tomorrow. So, welcome to the club, London. Welcome to the club, because we've been in the Tier 3 lockdown for months. For absolutely months. So, welcome to the club. Now, they did their usual thing yesterday, didn't they? Coming on with all their graphs and statistics about why they want to lock London down over the Christmas period. Okay, and isn't it strange? Isn't it strange that now London's gone into lockdown? Okay, we're starting to hear murmurings in the media about Christmas being in jeopardy. Okay, and at this very same time, we're hearing that now Germany's gone into lockdown for about 5-6 weeks. Holland has as well. Italy are talking about going into a lockdown. Now, isn't that interesting that all this again is happening simultaneously all over the place? Okay, so let's just have a look at some of the stuff that's been in the media today. Okay, so this is in the Mail. I'll leave the link in the description. Is Christmas in jeopardy? Ministers discuss tightening festive rules after Matt Hancock raised the alarm about new COVID strain, but experts say UK should keep calm and rational about normal virus evolution. Oh yeah, forgot to mention that. In that address to the nation yesterday, there's now a new strain of COVID virus out there, isn't there? There's a new strain, okay, that apparently is spreading much quicker than the normal strain. It's spreading faster or something. So there's a new strain out there, okay? So restrictions are supposed to be eased to allow up to 3 households to meet for 5 days over the festive period. But scientists fear this could fuel new COVID variant that may be behind a surge of cases in southern England. Urgent talks are underway in Whitehall on whether to tighten regulations in response to rising cases. Okay, so isn't it like I was saying? They're already planting the idea in our heads already that this idea of 3 households meeting for 5 days over Christmas is in jeopardy. And I heard on the radio on the way home from work that all the devolved leaders of the devolved nations are having a phone call today at some point about exactly what's going to happen at Christmas. So, to me, it looks like the rules and the regulations and the enforcement of rules are going to be tightened. I mean, as I said, we've now got lockdowns going on in places like Germany, haven't we? So the link will be in the description. Germany to enter new national lockdown over Christmas and into New Year. Okay? Germany is to close most shops and schools and limit social contact from the middle of December to January the 10th. Okay? Angela Merkel announced today. Okay? The measures are an effort to drive down the rate of coronavirus infections that have remained stubbornly high in the country in recent weeks. The German Chancellor said, and the governors of Germany's 16 states had agreed to step up the country's lockdown measures from 16th of December to January 10th to stop the exponential rise of COVID-19 cases. Okay, and as I said, we've also got Holland that's gone into a lockdown as well until January. Okay, and we've also got Italy talking about Italy is about to announce a national lockdown over Christmas. Isn't it funny that all this kind of stuff is happening simultaneously all across Europe? Okay, so when we went, if you remember on Arno TV, we called the second national lockdown weeks before it happened, okay? Weeks before it happened. And when we came out of the second national lockdown, I said that I expect we'll be in the third national lockdown by January. But by the looks of all this sort of stuff that's going out in the media, they're laying the groundwork to get the idea in our head that the third national lockdown, it very well may be as quick as Christmas. So, you know, there's going to be plenty of cheer this Christmas, isn't there? Plenty of festive spirit. You know, if we think back to when we went into this first lockdown in March, remember what they told us? It was going to be for a few weeks, yeah? And here we are on the 15th of December, and we've had 2 national lockdowns, and we're already talking about a third. And we're hearing, you know, Italy talking about it. Germany are in one. Holland are in one. I'm sure we've heard murmurings of Wales talking about another one. So, you know, we're heading into another national lockdown, aren't we? I mean, who the hell are these people trying to kid? I mean, I'm getting sick and tired of this. That, you know, it's so obvious what's happening before our eyes. And, you know, half the time the media just want to act like nothing's going on and bury their head in the sand and expect people to sort of believe that things aren't happening when they quite clearly are. And the next moment, they're laying the groundwork for the next national lockdown, aren't they? Aren't they? You know, I mean, it's just unbelievable when we think about where we are now on the 15th of December. An absolute disgrace is where we're at. You know, we have millions of people who are going to be made redundant or who have already been made redundant. You know, think about what the hell's going on in, you know, the hospitality industry, all the pubs, bars, nightclubs. All these people don't even know if they've got a job to go back to. You know, there's all sorts of people in other industries as well, like mine, that don't know whether they've got a job after Christmas. You know, and it's just unbelievable. All this is going on, and people like Hancock, Johnson, Patel, Starmer, all these people never get to answer any questions on anything. I mean, I don't know if anyone watched Hancock's announcement to the nation yesterday. I watched it on YouTube when I got home, and at the end of the announcement, you know, when the journalists and stuff get to ask these remote questions on a video screen, well, the first 2 were by members of the public, and neither of them had their questions answered. Neither of them. One was about fertility, to do with the vaccine, and one was about, are we going into a third national lockdown? And both those, if you watch that, they do what they usually do. They try and bamboozle people with language, hoping people don't understand the language that they're using, skirt around the issue, never answer the question, then Hancock passes the question on to Whitty, who doesn't answer it, and then they move on to the next question. That's how these people deal with it, okay? And it's about time that these people were made to answer some serious questions. We only have to look at the stuff we've been talking about that's not been in the media. Surprise, surprise. Okay? About all sorts of stuff that these people just never answer questions on. Well, I'm sick and tired of it, and I'm sure you guys out there as well are too. Because, you know, why should these people be allowed to get away with it? I mean, we only have to look at someone like Hancock, just one of them, and all the questions he should be answering. You know, let's look at all the people who have associations or organisations who seem to have associations with Matt Hancock that have recently been awarded contracts with some department in the government, such as the MHRA and Genpact. You know, let's look at that. You know, why is none of the media talking about that? There's so many issues around that contract that the media should be talking about, okay? And look at what's happened after that contract, because we know that contract, tender, which has now been granted, so it is a contract, I guess, was made public on the TED, Tenders Electronic Daily website, which we've established as a supplement to the official journal of the EU, okay? And that contract number is 506291-2020, isn't it? That was made public on the 23rd of October, okay? Let's look at what's happened after that these people should be asking questions about. they should be made to answer questions about, should I say, because they must have known the information in that tender, okay, on the 23rd of October, because it was published, wasn't it? And, you know, just to... I'm not going to cover it all again because I've read it to you word for word before, but for anybody who's not seen that, go look at the last few videos because I read you the tender word for word. But just to summarise, what that tender was about was the MHRA, and who are they? The regulatory body, and their website ends in .gov.uk, so they're government, aren't they? Well, they put out a tender on the 23rd of October, basically urgently seeking a new AI software tool, and they had to have a new one because their existing systems, their legacy systems, could not be retrofitted, could they? Okay, and the reason for this tender is they needed a new AI software tool to track the high numbers of ADRs. And what are they? Adverse drug reactions to the COVID-19 vaccine, didn't they? Okay, and they knew that information, obviously, because it was made public on the 23rd of October. And what did they do after the 23rd of October? They changed the law, didn't they? So that companies like Pfizer and the like, all the other companies that are going to be pushing the vaccine, couldn't be sued, didn't they? I mean, that's all been made public, hasn't it? Hasn't it? Okay? And this company that was granted this £1.5 million contract excluding VAT, okay, not 500,000, because when we've looked at it again, it's now stating then 500,000, so 1.5 million excluding VAT to Genpact. And we know that Genpact have had an association with Matt Hancock since 2014 when the coalition government was in power, when the Indians Angel Network, the IAN network, met Matt Hancock, David Cameron, Oliver Letwin and Vince Cable in 2014, and amongst that network was a chap called Primo Bisen, who I think that's for pronunciation, and he's the founder of Genpact, okay? And that company that's got that association with Matt Hancock has been awarded a 1.5 million contract with the MHRA, our government, our regulator of the NHS, okay? So, you know, when I say that people like him need to answer questions, well, I think there's quite a lot of evidence to suggest that they do need to answer questions about quite a lot, okay? And isn't it strange? You know, people talk about conspiracy theories, things like the Great Reset and the Fourth Industrial Revolution, and isn't it strange that both Matt Hancock and Genpact are working with the World Economic Forum and Klaus Schwab? Isn't that strange, okay? So, you know, that's all I'm saying. These people need to answer questions. And what's wrong with that? These people should be made to answer questions. And that's just one example on one thing from one of them. And there's lots more from all of them, okay? So let's not pretend that this is not going on and these are the kind of people that we're dealing with, okay? Let's not pretend that, because the mainstream media might want to pretend that, but I'm not going to insult your intelligence or my intelligence to suggest otherwise, okay? So, you know, if you've enjoyed this, guys, and you want to see more, then please like and subscribe to the channel, and once you do, please ring the notification bell so I can inform you of further videos that I'm going to put out, okay? Because there's going to be a lot more coming, as I've said. So I want to thank all the new subscribers again that I've noticed coming in over the last few days. Thank you so much. It's very much appreciated, because I am trying to grow this channel. So, you know, if you can share it with other people, fantastic. The channel's also replicated on BitChute as well, so you can find Arno TV on BitChute as well. And also, for any of the new subscribers, the one video on Arno TV that got censored, okay, is still available to watch on BitChute, so you can watch that now, okay? But I'm going to be back soon with some more videos for you. You can bet your bottom dollar on that. And until I do, take care of yourselves, your friends, your family, and your loved ones. And as always, you know, check on people's mental health and make sure maybe anyone you don't live with, you drop them a call, give them a text, FaceTime, whatever. Okay, so I'll be back soon with some more videos for you. Until I am, stay rock and roll. Thank you so much, guys, for your support. And I will be back very, very soon.